Today we're going to use this Honey Hone rolling sharpener and we're going to purposefully make this blade dull. This is an Amazon special we got for Cyber Monday. Been using it a while. It's not bad. We're gonna purposefully make it dull and then we're gonna show you how dull it gets. And then I'm gonna show you the secret to sharpening a knife. So we've got our gloves here, knife, roller, base. This base has 5 sides, so you can choose 12, 15, 18, 20, or 22. A lot of knife sharpeners, especially rolling knife sharpeners, they've got only 2 sides and it's like 15 and 20 only. You know, that's not that much options, so this one's got a lot more options, as well as something else. This is a big point with these rolling sharpeners and really any sharpening that you do. When you're sharpening your knife, there's a certain grit progression that you can use. So grits are how coarse or how fine these are. This one's 240. The lower the number, the more coarse the grit is. So we go all the way from 240 to 500. Now, as you step up, you can imagine how it takes away more material off of the knife edge because it's more coarse. And as you get finer, or the grit gets more fine here in the 5000, you're just really removing small amounts of material because your edge should already be formed by that point. And at that point, you should just be kind of touching it up. You can kind of choose a 1000, touch it up, and then just hit it with the 5000 after that, and you should be good to go. But sometimes you have a knife and you don't know what angle it is at, just like this one here. I have no idea what angle it's at. And so what we're gonna do is just choose an angle that we want. And I'll talk about the angles in a minute and what you can do with these angles. And so we're gonna choose an angle that we like and basically just assume that we're reshaping the edge completely. And again, as I mentioned here in a minute, you can watch, I'm gonna basically make this thing really dull. We'll reshape the edge, get it super sharp, show you the whole process. Let's get started. You get the gloves, you get this roller, you get the base. It's got a nice rubber material here for you so it doesn't slip around. And you get the 240, 400, 600, 1000, 5000, and a leather disc. So if you have a smaller knife, you can kind of use the leather disc. There's also this leather strop, which is really nice for larger knives. So that all comes in the kit, and you do not get this, and you do not ever want this to happen to your knife, but we're gonna take it, we're gonna purposefully just cut down this thing and make it as dull as we possibly can. That's pretty bad. Paper test. Oh no. Pretty bad. Let's try tomato. All right, that's pretty bad. I would say that's pretty bad. Now that we've got it cringingly dull, I can't even really cut myself with this. We'll talk again here about the angles. So when you have these really low angles like 12 and 15, those angles are going to be super sharp. You can use 12, 15 degrees when you have a knife that's got really good steel that's super hard, and that hard steel will hold up. So when you're sitting here cutting into a board and doing crazy stuff like cutting a knife or cutting a rock with a knife, or at least trying to, the edge will hold longer because of the fact that it's got such hard metal. A lot of times Damascus steel knives you see with the rainbow texture in it there, those kind of knives are really hard. This one, on the other hand, this is just a plain old Amazon whatever knife that we got for Cyber Monday. So this one here is going to be really really soft metal probably, so it probably won't hold up that well on an edge. So due to that, I'm probably gonna choose the 22-degree angle here. This is the widest one we have. This base is really nice as well because it's got magnets here, and these magnets just hold the thing in place. You don't have to really worry about it moving around too much. That being said, we're gonna use these grits, and as I mentioned earlier, 240 is the lowest grit that we have. It's really coarse. You can almost see how much coarser that is than the 1000. So if I put them side by side, you can really see the difference. So the next feature of this whole set is that these are actually just magnetic. So you can see there's holes here. These two holes line up with these two dots here. Snaps right on. That is not going to come off no matter what you do. You have to really get in there to take that off. And then for the other side, it has two sides, and you can just go ahead and put the other one on the other side. So there's the 240. We'll just pop the 400 on this side. Should just snap right onto place. We're gonna start with this coarse side. We're at our 22-degree angle, and we're gonna get to work. So another feature actually of this whole thing, and why we call it the honey hone, is because these grind discs are honeycomb pattern. So these are diamond sharpening discs just like any other surface, but they're actually a honeycomb pattern, and that allows these little channels in the honeycombs to collect all of that debris from when you're sitting here shaving off the blade. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll fast forward through a lot of this so we can see. Okay, so because I've been doing this a while, I can already tell. So one of the ways you can tell when it's ready to switch is just simply by feeling it. So at first when I started rolling this thing back and forth, it was really resistant. So it kind of took some elbow grease to get it rolling, but after a minute I could just feel that it all of a sudden just kind of got way easier to roll back and forth. So I'm not sure if it's there yet. That's just kind of like a first field test. So we'll just see if we can start feeling this edge here. When you're sharpening, it's essentially you're folding the edge over. And when you do that by rolling it, you'll start to feel a burr, and that burr will run all the way up the length. It's not quite there yet. It's almost there. I can feel it. You can see all the material that's taken away, so you can look at that. This thing is ready. It's got a burr all the way across. So what that means is that it's time to flip it over. Wrap it back on that way. Now we're gonna sharpen the edge on this side. So remember, we folded it over that way, and now we have that burr. We're gonna remove that burr and fold it back over this way. Let's see how it is. I'm pretty sure it's there. Oh yeah, that's it. So now we can go ahead and take this 240, and we're gonna use the 400. Few passes, not many. Roll it over again. This side's good. Flip it. Again with the 400, you get the point by now. That'll do. Now that we've done that, you know the drill. 400, put that 1000 on there. We're gonna go and use the 600 first, but we're gonna do like maybe 10 strokes with this 600 on both sides, and we'll go to the 1000 and get it all the way there. So we're done with this 600. We're gonna put the mirror polisher on there as well, the 5000. Kind of leave it on there. It's good to go on there. So we'll do some strokes, make sure we have it right, and then we'll kind of repeat the process. At this point, I think you can see the process. So at this point, I bet it would already cut paper fine, but we're gonna go ahead and use the 5000, which is this polished stone. You know, you see a lot of these videos, we do shorts, it kind of chops it all up and shows you like really fast what you can do with this thing. But when you have a knife that's super dull and you do something like cut it up with a rock and really kind of get it super dull, or you just have a knife that is old, maybe it's rusty, you know, it hasn't been sharpened in years, this is what it takes. I mean, it just does. You know, it takes a good minute to get it where it needs to be, but I can guarantee you this thing right here does it way faster than other things do. I've used a lot of sharpeners and I've always struggled to find something that made sense for me, and this does. Restoring an edge is different than just keeping an edge already sharp. So when you're restoring an edge, you got to put in the work, that elbow grease, but once you have it there, you're good to go, and you can kind of keep it very, very sharp. This is like a larger knife, so I'm going to use this leather strap here. Always push away from yourself. If you pull towards yourself, make sure that the sharp end is pointed away from you. That's just a general safety tip. So we're going to take it here, kind of wipe it that way. We'll wipe it back towards us, but we're using the sharp edge away. So you can also kind of go at it this way and do it this way. So that's really it. I mean, let's test it out. If you ask anybody that sharpens knives, changing an angle is not that easy. A lot of people use like a full-on grinder with a motor, sit there and really hold it on. And a lot of times they kind of don't really know what angle they're even putting on the knife. They kind of just, you know, go by feel. And if you've had years of experience, maybe you could do that, maybe not. But with this, you kind of just get what you know, your angle is always going to be consistent, because you don't have to worry about if you're holding it a little too high, a little too low, you know, moving it back and forth, and just makes it super easy to get the same edge every single time. At this point, we'll take some paper that I have sitting over here. Oh, here we go. Wow, that just went right through there like butter. That's about as sharp as you're gonna get. So that is just so smooth. That's satisfying. You can sit here and take the edge and just shave little pieces away. Let's go from the base all the way to the tip. That is sharp all the way through. So that's one test you can do. Here's another you can do. The famous tomato. So we'll see how it does against that. So I'll put it right up here in the camera view, and we'll just see how that slices. Whoo, that is sharp. We can slice that up, just nothing to it. I would say that is successful.